Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 5th of August. India and Philippines hold talks amid first joint naval drill in South China Sea. India rejects Trump's tariff threat, cites Western hypocrisy on Russian trade. And Pakistan denies Zelensky's claims of its nationals fighting in Ukraine. And now for all the details. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday held delegation-level talks with visiting Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who is on a 5-day state visit to India. The leaders reviewed bilateral ties, focusing on trade, investment, maritime cooperation, agriculture, healthcare, pharmaceuticals and digital technologies. As a gesture of goodwill, Modi announced free e-visa access for Philippines tourists. Addressing the media, Modi called the two nations friends by choice and partners by destiny, noting their civilizational ties despite relatively recent diplomatic relations. He said India would enhance development cooperation, including increasing quick impact projects. Marcos Jr. thanked India and its Navy for rescuing Philippine nationals during the 2024 Houthi attacks, acknowledging India's role as a first responder in the region. He expressed Manila's desire to partner with India for a free and open Indo-Pacific. Ties between the two nations established in 1949 have gained momentum in recent years. A key milestone came in 2022 when the Philippines became the first foreign buyer of India's BrahMos missile system in a $375 million deal, boosting India's defense export ambitions and Manila's coastal security.
हमारे डिप्लोमेटिक संबंध भले ही नए हैं, लेकिन हमारी सभ्यताओं के संपर्क बहुत प्राचीन काल से हैं। फिलीपींस की रामायण, महाराडिया लवाना हमारे सदियों पुराने सांस्कृतिक संबंधों का जीवंत प्रमाण है।
While the Philippine president was in New Delhi, India and the Philippines conducted their first joint naval exercises in the South China Sea within Manila's exclusive economic zone. The waterway is a strategic shipping route where $3 trillion of annual shipborne commerce takes place. The two-day drills were proposed after a March meeting between military chiefs of both the nations. Reacting to the joint exercise, China accused the Philippines of drawing in outside countries to organize joint patrols that it said undermine regional peace and stability. China's foreign ministry said territorial disputes should be resolved by those directly involved without any third-party intervention. Beijing has territorial dispute with India in the Himalayas and has made expansive claims to virtually the entire South China Sea, leading to dispute with Philippines. Moving on. As US President Donald Trump threatened substantially higher tariffs on India over its Russian oil imports, New Delhi has strongly rejected the remarks as unjustified and unreasonable. In a post on Truth Social, Trump accused India of indifference towards the Ukraine conflict, warning of increased levies. While he did not specify new tariff rates, the post followed his recent move imposing a 25% tariff and penalties on countries importing defense and energy products from Russia. India's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal hit back, saying the targeting of India is hypocritical. He pointed out that India turned to Russian oil only after traditional suppliers diverted their exports to Europe, encouraged by Washington to stabilize global markets. Jaiswal further noted that while India is being singled out, Western countries continue robust trade with Moscow. In 2024 alone, EU-Russia trade stood at 67.5 billion euros, far higher than India's total trade with Russia. He added that the US continues to import Russian uranium, hexafluoride, palladium, fertilizers and chemicals. Defending India's energy strategy, Jaiswal said, oil imports are driven by the need to ensure predictable and affordable energy for Indian consumers. Like any major economy, India will take all necessary steps to safeguard its national interest and economic security, he said. Despite long-standing friendly ties, US-India relations have grown tense recently. India is reportedly frustrated with Washington's closer ties with Pakistan and Trump's repeated claims of brokering an India-Pakistan ceasefire via social media in May. The Pakistan government has firmly denied Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's claims about the involvement of Pakistani nationals in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. In a statement issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Pakistan said, "The government of Pakistan categorically rejects the baseless and unfounded allegations regarding the involvement of Pakistani nationals in the conflict in Ukraine. To date, no formal communications has been received from Ukrainian authorities, nor has any verifiable evidence been provided to support such claims." The ministry added that it would take up the matter with Kyiv to seek clarification. President Zelensky, after visiting a frontline area in Ukraine's northeastern Kharkiv region on Monday, posted on social platform X alleging the presence of foreign mercenaries from China, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Pakistan and several African countries fighting in the war. Zelensky had earlier accused Russia of recruiting fighters from China, a charge denied by Beijing. Reports have also suggested North Korea sent thousands of troops to Russia's Kursk region in support of the war effort. Moving on. The Baloch Advocacy and Studies Centre hosted a seminar in London recently to voice concern over atrocities against the Baloch community in Pakistan and Iran. Activist Kambar Baloch stressed the urgent need for international intervention. A report.
A recent seminar organised by the Baloch Advocacy and Studies Centre at the University of London highlighted findings of its upcoming annual report, which provides detailed information on extrajudicial executions and enforced disappearances in Balochistan throughout 2024 in Iran and Pakistan. Kambar Baloch, BASC General Secretary, called for accountability and urged the international community to investigate these crimes. The findings reveal a disturbing rise in state-led violence, targeting the Baloch as part of a systematic effort to silence them. "We are not asking for sympathy. We are demanding justice under international law," Kambar Baloch stated.
The seminar featured detailed presentations prepared by BASC's research department, focusing on extrajudicial executions and enforced disappearances of Baloch individuals throughout 2024. The findings were drawn from our annual reports that we intend to publish later this month. The key speakers included the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the Human Rights Situation in Iran, Dr. Maisato, and Dr. Sabiha Baloch of Baloch Executive Committee, whose contributions further enriched the discussion.
While Baloch armed groups fight for independence, rights activists turn to global platforms as Pakistani media largely ignores their struggle.
The World Food Programme has warned that Afghanistan is facing its sharpest ever surge in child malnutrition due to a worsening economic crisis, successive droughts and the forced return to thousands of Afghans. In its latest report, the agency identified women, children and returnees as the most vulnerable groups affected by the crisis. World Food Programme Communications Officer Ziauddin Saifi stated that the organization needs approximately $540 million to continue its programs in Afghanistan over the next 6 months and to reach the most vulnerable families. He added that the WFP has supported 60,000 Afghans returning from Iran in the past 2 months, though this represents only a small portion of those crossing the border. Going forward, the WFP does not have sufficient funding to cover the returnee response at this time and requires $15 million to assist all eligible returnees from Iran, Saifi said. According to Tolo News, Afghan economic expert Mir Shakir Yaqubi explained that while such aid helps prevent a serious humanitarian crisis, it cannot be viewed as a long-term solution to the country's underlying economic problems. Furthermore, the head of the National Environmental Protection Agency, Mehdullah Khalis, said that drought, water shortages, shrinking arable land and flash floods are having a profound impact on both people's lives and the national economy. Bangladesh has completed 1 year since mass students-led protests shook the country, triggering a chain of unprecedented political changes. What began in June last year has demonstrations against the controversial quota system for government jobs escalated into a nationwide deadly protest by the end of July, leaving hundreds dead. This was followed by a government crackdown on protesters, with internet shutdowns and telecom services. Student organizations in India also held solidarity marches in support of protesters in Bangladesh. Despite the Supreme Court ruling scrapping most of the quota, protests did not pause. The movement transformed into a call for Hasina's resignation, which came on August 5th. Protesters later on stormed into Hasina's official residence. Protesters took over the chamber of Bangladesh's parliament building as well after Hasina resigned and fled. Bangladeshi Nobel Peace Prize winning economist Muhammad Yunus was sworn in as the head of the country's caretaker government, joined by young protest leaders. Bangladesh's interim government banned activities of Hasina's Awami League, with its leaders facing trial for last year's violence. Now, 1 year on, fresh unrest at an NCP rally in Gopalganj and elections still to be conducted signals that the country's turbulent political journey is far from over. And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Till then, good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.